Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Coming at you hard, coming at you fast, coming at you quick today. This will be a quicker video. I just want to give an update. I'm leaving soon. You won't hear from me for about a week unless I decide to pre-record something tonight, which I might because I get that bug in me. I get that itch. I might be the only content creator that I know, at least, that doesn't have aspirations to be like a reporter, to be actually there at Hallis Hall, to be on the boots on the ground. I just want to share stuff with you guys. Like, I just want to share the true stuff, like no narrative type of stuff. So this is fun for me. That's why I want to post something today about Velus Jones Jr. and about DeAndre Carter, the new signing that we have. And then I also want to do some other stuff, a little bit on Caleb. We know that the Bears are now on hiatus now that the rookies are done with their 3 days this week. Now it's 5 weeks until we see them all again. And then Big Dex, because there's big news. And you see it right there, but I'll show you more on it. So with that, sometimes I'm a little unfiltered. So I feel like maybe I should apologize for that, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. And today on Twitter, I'll show you guys in a minute, but I kind of called another content creator out, called out Harrison Graham, and he replied to me. And the crappy thing was he was the nicest guy in the world. But I told him, I have a vendetta against you. I think the beard chugging avenue, the whole thing where you give half information, it doesn't seem like you do your own research and your own stuff. It bugs me because today he gave the same crap about Velus Jones, and I don't like it. I don't like this narrative on Velus Jones. He is a lockdown lock for me on this team, and I'm going to show you guys why, and you guys don't have to agree, and I know there's several of you that probably do not agree, but I'm going to show you why I think Velus Jones is absolutely a 100% lock to make this team. There is zero doubt in my mind. He will be returning kicks for the Bears week 1 in the new kick return format, and we're going to love every bit of it. And Bears fans are going to fall in love with him and be glad that we have his 4.31 speed and his size and his ability there in the back right before the end zone, bringing him out of there. So I love it. You love it. You're all going to love it. We're going to see. All right. So first of all, I want to get to this one. This is Gervon Dexter. You see at the top there. There's his soon-to-be bride tomorrow and his little boy. You see from last year, he's got it as a pin comment, 5'9", Gervon LaShawn Dexter Jr. That was his baby boy. I love these family guys. I just love the wholesomeness of the guys that we're getting in our game. But then this one right here, getting married to my high school crush tomorrow. I love how he phrased that, my crush. He's still in love with her. He's excited. They're getting married tomorrow. So I just thought that was worth mentioning and bringing up on the channel that Gervon Dexter is getting married tomorrow. Congrats, Big Dex. Good for you, big dog. Huge year incoming, and it's going to start tomorrow with his nuptials. All right, so here's where I'm talking about. I'm going to show you guys this. I actually put this on his Velus Jones, a lock for this team. No way we cut whatsoever. Nice of the Bears to bring in depth, but Velus averaged 27.2 yards per return last year. And despite the negative tone towards him, he didn't have a fumble last year. Combine that with 4.31 speed, and he's a lock. Then if you go to my other ones, this is what I had put. Any of you that think Velus Jones Jr. isn't a lock needs to stop watching Beer Chugging Cat Sports. This is why I say avoid me on Twitter, guys. I do have an edge side to me. New kickoff rule, we've always had 2 returners deep, but the new rule, we'll show the format on another video sometime where it's got everyone lined up and then the 2 guys, 1 on each side. Because if you didn't have 2 guys, they're just going to kick it to the other side and drop it in there. It's going to be a touchback every time. But these new rules are going to be fun to watch how these returns come out. You're going to have 1 on each side of the field. Velus Jones Jr. is a lock, and I doubt teams will want to kick to Velus Jones Jr. Velus is an elite grade returner who didn't have a single fumble last year. Nobody with 10-plus return yards or returns averaged more yards than his per return. Speed. I am speed. I love Velus Jones Jr. And you guys, let's go to, I'm going to show you why. Let's go to my favorite place to show you guys, PFF. PFF isn't everything. I get it. I get that. But look at when he does have his returns. Now, week 1, if you guys don't remember, last year, week 1, he had his hamstring injury. And if you don't remember, the first trivia question, trivia question for the day, the first rookie to touch the ball last year for the Chicago Bears was Tyler Scott. He was the first one. Very first kickoff of the year, very first play of the year was Tyler Scott returning, and he did a pretty good job on the day. For the day, he had 4 returns, 84 yards with a long of 33 and an average of 21. That's pretty solid. He got 2 more opportunities when Velus was once again out for the games. Hamstring injuries plagued him a little bit last year, only for a couple of games. Other than that, he freaking kicked butt. Here's Velus Jones on the year. Long of 37, 27, 24, 28, 28, 26, 29, 34. 4 returns on that last week for 113 yards. No, he didn't return one for a touchdown. Not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people bring the ball out anymore. It doesn't happen a lot, which is why these rules are coming about. But look at that right there, that 27.2. Dare to venture who the highest return average was for any returner with more than 10 returns, which, is a consistent return. That's just a kind of a gauge to show someone's consistently returning. It would be Velus Jones Jr. He is the best return average of anybody in the NFL last year. And there are people who dare to say, oh, he's on the verge of not making this team. He fumbles the ball. How many fumbles did he have last year? Look at this on his returns. Muffs, 0. I get it. This is what people get upset about. His rookie year, he had 2 muffs. I get they're upset about that. And then we can go to this. I get it. Receiving, he had the 1 drop. I hate drops just as much as you guys. But look at his drops for the year. 1. Yes, I realize that's a limited sample because he didn't get targeted a lot. And it was the big game against the Chargers. In the end zone, wide open, got disoriented, dropped the ball. It was ugly. I agree with you. But that doesn't stop his return ability and how elite he is. 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's built like a running back. And in fact, if we go to his running yards, several people have been saying this, but I think he needs to get more touches as a running back. When he did his sweeps, look at these 10 yards there on 1 attempt, 17-yard log on that one. They must have had a -2 when they sniffed out the same type of sweep again. This is the end of the year when Getsy's running a couple of these. 15-yard one, I remember that one, and then they refused to go back to it again. A lot of potential. 4.31 speed. Yes, overdrafted. Shouldn't have been drafted in the 3rd round. But if you look at that draft, that was not a deep wide receiver draft like this year's wide receiver draft. If he was in this year's draft, he probably would have been drafted in the 5th, 6th round. It's not the same. We needed wide receivers in 2022. We needed them. We had a need. We filled the need. You can always say, well, we should have drafted this guy. We should have drafted. You can always go back and play the what if. There's going to be someone that was drafted in the 1st round this year that turns out to be a bust. Someone in the 2nd round this year that turns out to be a bust. Who knows who it is yet? I don't know. But you're getting a higher caliber chance when you're drafting higher in the draft. For the Bears to select someone in the 3rd round of 2022, I'm not upset with it at all. Do I wish he's done more? Of course I do. We all wish he's done more. I hope he's hitting the jugs machine. I hope he's out there putting the work in. But I don't think any chance whatsoever that his job is in jeopardy. Let me show on our lads. Our lads isn't everything either, guys. But the Bears official depth chart isn't up right now. So on our lads, if you look at that, they've already got DeAndre Carter in there. If I haven't mentioned that, that's the big signing. I think everybody's heard of it by now. DeAndre Carter, return specialist really, but 2 years ago for the Chargers, filled in nicely when Mike Williams, when Keenan Allen had a few injuries. Filled in nicely, and I think around 500 yards he had. We'll pull it up in a second, but here's the depth chart. You got DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, Tyler Scott, Velus Jones, DeAndre Carter. And this is right where I think it lands. Dante Pettis is absolutely on the bubble right now of not making this team. He had his injuries. He's come back. We re-signed him. The Bears were eager to re-sign him. He hasn't played this minicamp, this offseason so far. Now, maybe they're just being precautious. Maybe they're just holding him out because he's coming back from injury, and you don't want to injure someone in these optional times and these times where you're just getting together as a team. We'll see when it comes down to camp time. But to have this group of guys, some of these guys are going to be snagged up as soon as we go through cuts. And right now, with the new kickoff rules and where things are, I think we carry 70 of these guys. So everyone's debating, is Velus going to get cut? Is Dante Pettis going to get cut? Really, this comes down to, why hasn't Freddie Swain worked out better? And are we going to carry 7 guys? So that's where I stand at with it. But I'm going to tell you right now, Velus Jones Jr. is a lock to make this team. 100% lock. And I've been working. I'm actually at work now. I decided to post this and do this right in the middle of it, which is why I didn't prepare a video and I'm going live, which I like doing more anyways because it's more authentic to me. But I did watch Swifties, and I think Swiftie. Well, no, I watched the end of CHGO when they interviewed Austin Booker. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. I love Austin Booker, man. I'm so freaking pumped for Austin Booker. But I don't remember which one of them, but one of them on CHGO brought it up at the end and said Velus Jones Jr. is undervalued by this fan base. And he's going to have a huge year, and fans are going to fall in love with him. And I couldn't agree with that anymore. Like, by the end of this year, everyone is going to love Velus Jones Jr. His biggest asset is the returns. He's built like a running back, but he's fast as a wide receiver. 4'3", 200 pounds. And when he gets the ball and you watch him on returns, he's special to watch. I think he's absolutely going to bust some out this year. Maybe Ian Wheeler too. I don't know. Those two back there sounds a lot of fun to me, but we don't know anything about Ian Wheeler other than what we've posted on here, what we've seen from the small school from Howard, what we've seen on tape. I need to see it in the preseason. I'm getting really excited for camp. I'm really glad I'm going on vacation and I've got some things to distract me because I'm very eager for this year. This is the most excited I have been for a Bears team in a long, long time. So let's actually get to the guy we signed, though, and then we'll end this thing up. This wasn't meant to be a long one. Appreciate you guys being here, though. Lots of guys here. King Book of World, it's Crimson You Dig, FFG Style, Bruja, 7, Squeegee. I know I'm going to miss some of you guys. Jazz, Cornelius Squalls, Fishing 702. Always love my Vegas locals. Levante Rogers. If I'm missing you guys, I apologize. I'm just trying to go through here. Oxy Brodome, Bears Junkie 23 Hall of Fame. Hell yeah, Bears Junkie 23 Hall of Fame. Give it up for Hester, baby. We are a month and a half away from the Hall of Fame game. JC1. Appreciate all you guys being here. So let's go back to PFF. Let's go to DeAndre Carter so you guys can see him. DeAndre Carter, these are his rushing stats. There's not much to show there for rushing. But go to his receiving so you can see his receiving real quick. You can see here a couple years ago for Los Angeles, 538 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he filled in nicely when he needed to. This is kind of fun right here. So the whole Bears thing, a lot of people aren't reporting that correctly. He played for the Bears, but it was during the COVID year, and he actually opted out of the COVID year. So he wasn't one involved. So that's why you see 1 reception, 2 targets for 8 yards. And you look at the returns, kick returns in 2020, 12 total returns. This is during this entire pandemic thing. So it's limited sample size. You do see he has one return, though, for a touchdown. It wasn't punt. It was kickoff right there for Washington. And not bad. Career 22.4 yards per attempt. Not Velus, but still, nobody's going to debate he's a good returner because that's what really his specialty is. 35 returns last year overall, 11 of those coming on kickoff, 24 coming on punt return for 494 yards last year. So he's got the ability to return as well, and we need multiple. We need multiple returners. You can see the grades are yellow, so it's nothing that stands off the chart and says, oh, this is Devin Hester. But that's what the Bears are doing. This is what this is the Bears are bringing in multiple guys to be able to compete in minicamp and find the best ones for the scenario. Now, Velus Jones to me is the lock. Then you've got Ian Wheeler, Dante Pettis, even Tyler Scott, DeAndre Carter. You've got all these guys that are going to be competing, and I see DeAndre Carter being a good option, especially for punt return. He did have a muff last year, 2 muffs last year. So 2 muffs last year. So, I mean, anyone, and in fact, over his career, he averages about a 2 a season. So you don't love to see that, but it's not too far off course for anybody. So I like the signing, but to me, this is being overblown as, oh, he's replacing Velus Jones. This is the new returner for the Bears. To me, this is a camp body that's coming in to compete for the second spot. And I think Tyler Scott's going to have an opportunity to earn one of those roles. I think Dante Pettis is going to have an opportunity. I think DeAndre Carter. We haven't seen the details of his contract yet, but if it's anything more than a league minimum with no security, no bonus attached to it, I would be absolutely shocked. So to speculate that someone currently as a lock on this roster is going to be cut because we signed DeAndre Carter, that's like, I don't know. We didn't go out and sign a home run here, guys. I'm not excited about DeAndre Carter, but I'm also not like over the roof about it. You know what I mean? So last things last, I just want to bring up everything about Caleb lately. Freaking the man. Let me pull up here. Nothing huge to show on it, but let's just go to Caleb because I like having it up there while I talk about him. So I was just re-listening to all the press conferences from yesterday, and some of the things that really, really stuck out to me with Caleb were how he's talking about his team nonstop. And then when he was asked about his relationship with Shane Waldron, how it's coming along, he really emphasized that that's the most important relationship to him, and that as they grow together, they can get to know each other, they can build together, and they'll get to know each other's mannerisms and know what's happening because they practice and talked about it so much. Shane Waldron in his press conference talked about how the thing that impresses him is Caleb likes to know the whys. He likes to dissect it, and that's different than most rookie quarterbacks. Most rookie quarterbacks will sit and learn a play. They'll learn something. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's learn it. It's more about, okay, I just got to get through the task. I've got to get through this. I've got to get through it. With Caleb, it's why. I'm going to understand so that I can get the checkdowns. I can understand the situation. And that's beautiful because when teams know your system and when they know your plays you're going to run and they see something set up, Caleb can recognize that they recognize it. He can call an audible. He can just tell Keenan Allen over there in the slot, hey, Keenan, they can see what's going on. I can see what happened with the linebacker right there. Do an out route here instead. We're going to catch him off guard, hit him for the slant, get the first down. I love that he wants to know the why. I love everything about that. Then the other thing you hear about, they're asking him and Rome and all the other ones about what they're going to do in the offseason here. Yes, we're going to go on vacation. We're going to do some stuff. Maybe we'll meet up in Florida. Maybe we'll meet up in California. Maybe we'll meet up in Texas. We're going to spend some time together. But then there was an emphasis of it's not just the wide receivers. We're going to get some of the linemen together. We're going to get some of the defense together so we can work on schemes, so we can work on really actually getting something accomplished in this time. My heavens, guys, this is the stuff you don't think is going to happen. You don't even think about this stuff. And then it happens and you're like, holy crap, I love this team even more than I thought I loved this team. Like, this is serious business. And these guys are all here for it. And I'm freaking the next five, I don't want to wish the summer away. I don't want to wish time away. Like, but this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun year. And I'm glad to be a part of it with you guys. So that's all I've got for you. I wanted to keep it short. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Let's see if there's anything in the chat that I'm missing here. I agree that that's kind of a minimum. So I'm going to give my take on something. A lot of people think I'm just homering on the Packers because I hate the Packers. I do hate the Packers. My new emoji for them is that puke emoji with the yellow face and the green puke coming out nonstop. That's how I relay my information on the Packers. I hate the Packers. I really hate them. But it's not baseless. Like, Jordan Love is so overhyped. Then when people talk about Don Burke coming in the chat, people talk about the Lions. I'm realistic. The Lions are freaking juggernaut. I realize a lot of Bears fans think we're just going to sweep the Lions because we outplayed them for 7 out of 8 quarters. Adding DJ Reader was probably the best offseason move by a team, well, outside of the Bears. I mean, Caleb Williams is just a home run. But by a team outside of the Bears in this division. DJ Reader makes their offensive line and defensive line stacked. Then on top of that, they jumped ahead of the Packers, which I love, to get Terry and Arnold. Now, I'm glad that rookie cornerbacks and defensive backs are the ones that take the most time to adjust. They do. If you want evidence of that, go look at Tyreek Stevenson's year. I've done extensive stuff on his year. He came around full circle. He's one of the best in the league, and I expect that to take off. And there's going to be a lot of heads turned with Tyreek Stevenson this year because he's absolutely locked down, and he's right there with Jalen Johnson. I really do think we have the best. So the Lions are going to be tough, and if we can get one game out of the Lions this year, it's a success. I realize that doesn't sound good to you guys, but I also have us sweeping the Packers 100%. There's no reason we should lose a game to the Packers. The Packers are absolute chump change. They're garbage. Their team's garbage. They only have a good coach. That's it. They have a terrible, terrible, terrible quarterback. All right. That could be homerisms. So if we don't get 11 wins this year, I will be disappointed. I love this. Saw Rome's press conference, and as the video ended, I bought his jersey. I freaking love Rome Odunze. Yeah. Any update on J Love contract? Yeah, I listened to their general manager. He said it's in the works. They've almost got it done. They plan to have it done before the Packers return to training camp. Right now, the Packers are doing their OTAs. They did it a different week than the Bears did it. So the Packers are doing their OTAs this week. Well, I guess it's minicamp now. They're doing their minicamp this week. And they plan to have Jordan Love's contract done before training camp. The sooner, the better. Get that freaking thing done so they're locked into a garbage quarterback for the next 5 years. Yeah, this too. King Book of World. If you guys follow me on Twitter, don't. I say it repeatedly, but then I show you stuff from Twitter, so it's kind of a joke that I do that. You know what pisses me off? Is that I know they haven't beaten the Packers, but the media acts like they are some unbeatable monster. They went 9-8, improving one game from the previous year. Yes. And if you guys look into it, there's luck. Luck is involved, and I've showed it on a different video. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but things that you can't control. The other team missing field goals, the other team dropping a pass, pooching something, things that are out of your control. Last year, the Packers were the luckiest team in the NFL. With that, they only got to 9-8 and barely squeaked into the playoffs. Now, I get they beat us to get into the playoffs, but they were 9-8 and they squeaked in with luck. Take the luck away, and they were a 6-7 win team. Jordan Love accounted for turnovers, well, direct turnovers on 5 end-of-game drives where he could have won the game for them. An additional 2 or 3 where he turned it over on downs, and it wasn't just, a pass here and they caught it and he missed and he missed. It was 4 straight incomplete passes in a row, and he's terrible. He can't hit the broadside of a barn. Packers fans, come at me. I welcome it because I'm giving it to you on Twitter. I think your team is garbage. I think they're puke. I think your colors are puke, and I can't stand you. All right. Oh, man, I wish. First round on me. I wish, man. Tomorrow's the day I'm leaving with my kids on vacation. So no meetup for me, but that would be fun. I want to see anything else we got here. I don't want to keep it going. All right, that's it for me. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, it is a blast for me to interact with you guys. Leave any thoughts or comments you have below because I do want to see what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm too high on Velus Jones, or do you think he's special? Because that 4.31 speed at 200 pounds and the way that he moves when he has the ball, he does have some amazing cuts, and he gets 27.2 yards per return. I think that's only going to go up because once he gets through that initial line with these new rules, I'm going to call it now. I'm saying he's having at least 2 returns for touchdowns this year. It's bold. I'm going to say it. Velus Jones is going to account for 2 returns for touchdowns this year for the Bears. How much he gets to see the ball on offense, I doubt much. Maybe a few jet sweeps. Maybe he gets in there with that running back type of role. We'll see. But I'm going to say he gets 2 returns for touchdowns because at any play where he touches the ball, he can absolutely take off and make it happen. All right, with that, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, claws up and bear down.